It started with a rumor, a quiet whisper in the corners of social media. Then, within hours, it became a global shockwave. El Turco has been cancelled. The words hit like a thunderstorm across fan communities. Twitter exploded, hashtags went viral, and fans who had waited months for Can Yaman's most anticipated series could not believe what they were reading. For many, El Turco wasn't just a show. It was a dream, a grand project that symbolized Can Yaman's rise as an international star, bridging Turkish talent with European storytelling. The teaser had promised an epic tale filled with passion, rebellion, and emotion. But when the cancellation news broke, disbelief turned to outrage. After all this time? After everything, one fan wrote on Instagram. Another posted, "We supported every step of this project, and they just pulled the plug like it means nothing." It wasn't just about a show ending. It was about a story that millions had been emotionally invested in, a story that felt unfinished. But then, in the middle of all the noise, something unexpected happened. Demet Özdemir, the woman whose name has long been linked to Can Yaman in both personal and professional ways, made a statement that completely shifted the conversation. The first reports came from a Turkish entertainment journalist, who revealed that Demet had been asked about El Turco during a press event in Istanbul. At first, she hesitated. The reporter pushed again, saying, "Fans are devastated by the news. What do you think about the cancellation?" Demet smiled softly and said, "Sometimes, endings are not failures, they are redirections. Can has always followed his heart, and this won't stop him. It might even be the beginning of something bigger." Her words spread like wildfire. Within minutes, social media was filled with posts quoting her. Fans who had been angry a moment ago started to see things differently. "Demet always knows how to say the right thing," one fan tweeted. She turned pain into hope. But that wasn't all. Later that same evening, Demet posted a short message on her Instagram story, a simple line that read, "Some journeys need a pause before the real story begins." That one sentence changed everything. People began to interpret it as a hidden message, not just about El Turco, but also about Can himself. Some fans believed she was hinting that the cancellation wasn't an end but a reset, a sign that something greater was on the horizon. Entertainment outlets across Turkey and Italy immediately picked up the story. One headline read, "Demet Özdemir defends Can Yaman after El Turco cancellation." Another in Italy said, "Demet turns the fans' anger into hope, her words go viral." But what really made the world stop was Can's reaction. Just hours after Demet's statement began trending, Can posted a message of his own. It was brief, poetic, and perfectly timed, "Some people understand without explanations." That post, combined with Demet's earlier words, reignited an emotional storm online. The two hadn't spoken publicly about each other for months, but suddenly, their names were side by side again, just like old times. Fans who had followed them since Erkenci Kuş knew the unspoken connection they shared, and they could feel it again, even through subtle gestures. As speculation grew, insiders close to Can began revealing what really happened behind the scenes of El Turco. According to one production source, the cancellation wasn't about ratings or creative failure. It was politics, management decisions, and shifting priorities at the streaming platform. It had nothing to do with Can's performance, the source said. In fact, he delivered beyond expectations. The issue was entirely logistical. That made fans even angrier, but Demet's words softened the blow. She reminded people that Can had always been more than just an actor chasing fame. He was someone who put his heart into everything he did. And that message began to spread in waves. Suddenly, instead of anger, there was pride. Hashtags like #WeSupportCanYaman and #ElTurcoForever began trending with messages of encouragement. One fan wrote, "If Demet believes this is just the beginning, then we do too." Another said, "She always protects him, even from afar." Over the following days, Demet's quote appeared everywhere, from Turkish entertainment programs to Italian talk shows. One Italian host even commented, "It's rare to see this kind of respect between two artists after so many years." Whatever their relationship is now, it's built on sincerity. And she was right. Because despite all the speculation, one thing has remained consistent: the unspoken loyalty between them. Whenever Can faces criticism or setbacks, Demet's words find their way into the conversation, not defensive, but supportive, calm, and wise. Meanwhile, Can himself handled the cancellation with characteristic strength. In a later interview, when asked about the fans' disappointment, he said, "Every project teaches me something. Every step shapes who I am. You don't stop because one path closes, you look for the next one." But what caught everyone's attention was what he said next. When asked if he had seen Demet's statement, he smiled slightly and replied, "I did. And as always, she has a beautiful way of seeing things." That was it. That one sentence was enough to send fans into total meltdown. For many, it was a rare glimpse of emotion from a man known for his guarded composure. And for others, it was proof that no matter how much time had passed, there was still a quiet bond between them. The cancellation of El Turco might have begun as a disappointment, but thanks to Demet's unexpected grace and Can's humble response, it turned into something much more powerful, a reminder of resilience, unity, and respect. In the following week, fans organized online campaigns to show their support. One even launched a hashtag called #WeBelieveInCan, which reached over 2 million tweets in less than 24 hours. Many shared edited videos combining scenes from El Turco with clips of Demet's interviews, creating emotional tributes that left viewers in tears. Then, something extraordinary happened. A few days later, an Italian production company released a short statement hinting that they were in early talks with Can about a new project. They didn't reveal details, only that it was something international and character-driven. Fans immediately credited Demet's words for the shift in energy. "She spoke hope into existence," one comment said. "Every time she supports him, magic happens." By the end of the month, the outrage had completely transformed into inspiration. Entertainment sites began publishing think pieces titled "How Demet Ozdemir Turned Anger into Hope and the Power of Grace, Why Fans Love Demet Even More After El Turco." Even the harshest critics couldn't deny that her reaction had changed the entire tone of the narrative. Instead of bitterness, there was warmth. Instead of frustration, there was anticipation. And through it all, Can stayed silent, not because he didn't care, but because sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. The fans understood that. They didn't need confirmation. They already knew what mattered: both stars had handled everything with dignity. Now, as the dust settles and new rumors about Can's upcoming roles begin to surface, one thing remains clear: El Turco may be gone, but it's not forgotten. It will always be remembered as a project that tested his strength, brought his fans closer, and once again, reminded the world of the quiet connection that seems to follow him and Demet wherever they go. And maybe that's why, even after all these years, they continue to dominate headlines together, not because of drama, but because of grace. Demet's simple words, "Sometimes endings are not failures, they are redirections," became the perfect summary of their story, both on and off screen. So yes, El Turco was cancelled. The fans were outraged. But in the end, what Demet said changed everything. She reminded the world that endings aren't always the final chapter, sometimes, they're just the moment before the comeback. And if history has shown us anything, it's that when Can Yaman faces a setback, he always comes back stronger.